the opportune moment, Commander. The object has returned. It's moving closer. Must be 50 feet in diameter. I've sent the mini-sub out. They may reach it before it gets out of range.
This craft looks extraterrestrial.
A spaceship?
Yes, completely automated. Remotely controlled probe ship. Probably sent here to study our oceans.
Look at this. Maybe it's a container for specimens.
Well, there's one way to find out. Cut it open.
You're a scientist. I understand your curiosity, but I don't understand your logic. We're dealing with something totally alien. Wait a minute, Maddox. Don't go in there.
Why not?
There's something in there.
What?
Some kind of an amphibious animal come out of that capsule. We've got to get everybody out of here fast.
We've arrived at the opportune moment, Commander. The object has returned. It's moving closer. Must be 50 feet in diameter. I've sent the mini-sub out. They may reach it before it gets out of range.
This craft looks extraterrestrial.
A spaceship?
Yes, completely automated. Remotely controlled probe ship. Probably sent here to study our oceans.
Look at this. Maybe it's a container for specimens.
Well, there's one way to find out. Cut it open.
You're a scientist. I understand your curiosity, but I don't understand your logic. We're dealing with something totally alien. Wait a minute, Maddox. Don't go in there.
Why not?
There's something in there.
What?
Some kind of an amphibious animal come out of that capsule. We've got to get everybody out of here fast.
Okay, folks. Good evening. Welcome to the Horror Mike Friday movie drop. And, well, I've been sick as a dog for the last week and, week and a half. Really. So, yeah, I've just been, I don't know what it is, seasonal flu, cold, monkeypox, Ebola. I don't know what the hell it is, but I got it. So, yeah, I've been homebound pretty much for the last week or more. But, yeah, so, hey, we got a few people in. Fester Fink, yep. How's it going? Daniel Sweet, hi, Horror Mike. Hello, Daniel Sweet. Michael Taylor, hi, Mike. Hi, Michael Taylor, how you doing? Oh, Igor's in there. Horror fans, Friday of Horror. Yes, indeed, it is, Igor. And man, I'll tell you guys, Tubi just dropped a load of great films. It is just insane. Now, I think many of you just saw that trailer for Destination Inner Space. Tubi, not only has Tubi dropped that film, it is now on Tubi, but they did it twice. Okay, now that's just how hardcore Tubi is. So what we're going to do is take a look and see. I mean, it's just insane. Tubi is just dry. I mean, I'm talking about, I went through their entire new list of films, which are, I don't know, easily over 150 for the week, and I picked out 50 just to give you an idea as to how great their selection is, really. So currently, we're looking at I'm starting at you know, where we left off the last time, Comedy Inc., which is an Australian series. Now they have just added. Oh, we got Meyer Greenblatt on the scene. Hello, Meyer. Michael Dodd is here. Hello, Michael Dodd. How you doing? So yeah, basically we start off. They've added Cabin in the Woods. Now I know you guys are probably familiar with the film. This is probably the highest budgeted horror comedy ever made. Cabin in the Woods, $32 million budget, made in 2012. It is a great film. I personally love it. It's a hilarious send up of all kinds of horror tropes and so forth. And yeah, just, one of those things you got to see to believe, really. But Cabin in the Woods, highly recommended. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Spike and Mike, the animation outlaws. This is a documentary about these guys. They've been around for a while. Now, this is a 2020 documentary. Basically, it just says two hippie friends who set out to create a first of its kind animation festival in 1977 wind up launching the origin of an entire industry. So you got Seth Green in there, Peter Lord, Nick Park, and it's great. I remember seeing these shows, the Spike and Mike animation shows. I don't know if you guys remember those. They have been around for literally decades. They would have like a kind of like tours where you'd go and see one of the Spike and Mike animation shows, and it'd be like 2 hours or something, and just a ton of just different animation stuff. Really great, man. Really great. Uh, Daniel Sweet says, Cabin in the Woods, every penny is on the screen. You're absolutely right. It's great, man. I can't knock it at all. Pardon me, guys. As I said, I still have the Ebola, so I'm getting through that. Meyer says, I used to go to these guys' animation festival every year in Sacramento. Yes, that was it, man. It was like when I was in Los Angeles, it was a yearly thing, it was pretty much the deal. Meyer says, I started going about 1992. Yeah, I recall going to see a few of them in the 80s. They have been around. It's, an incredible thing. So this documentary sounds great. As a matter of fact, we may even be in it, Meyer. I don't know. Who knows? I'm sure they got plenty of film of the various festivals they went to, and it may have been primarily a West Coast thing. I'm not sure, but it was great. I recall, just the animations were fantastic. So let's take a look at our next offering here. Now, this is Charles Band's Full Moon Freak Show. Now, of course, Charles Band, the founder of Full Moon Entertainment. Pardon. Yeah, this episode 10, he has Joe Bob Briggs. Oh yes, Joe Bob Briggs is on the scene. Oh God, take a look.
Very
There
little
he is.
radio, motion picture marketing with just a poster and a title.
Now there's Joe Bob on the right, of course, and Charles Band on the left. This looks really great. Can't wait to see this one. It's brand new, 2022 on Tubi. Full Moon Mastermind. Charles Band welcomes the tireless champion of all things weird, wild, wonderful, and cinematically ridiculous, Joe Bob Briggs. So there you go, right there. Looks great. Looking forward to seeing that. Now, let's take a look here. Frog Baseball. Yeah. Was that an animation? Michael Dodd. Mike, maybe you have the zombie virus after getting all. I may have. Look, I got sick a couple of days after that, Michael Dodd, and it's just, hasn't really let up. Joe Bob was so good. Yeah. I don't know if he's still doing that thing on Shutter. They revived him, literally. No, they revived his show, the last drive-in on Shutter. And I saw I don't know, the first part of the first season of that, which was really good, actually. But they've had on there for a while. This is the Residence theory of obscurity, a film about the residents, and these guys are hilarious. If you've ever seen them, they're so wonderfully weird. This documentary is 2015 documentary, and as I said, I think it's been on Tubi, but I haven't saved it to my list, so I saved it, and I'm gonna watch it again. A story that spans 40 years traces the path of renegade sound and video artists known as the Residents, whose identities are cloaked in mystery. Now you have Les Claypool in this film, Matt Groening, Jerry Casal, Chris Combs, and I've seen them twice live, and that was North Pacific Northwest, both times in Seattle. And they started off, believe it or not, in Louisiana, and they quickly moved to San Francisco, and I believe they remained in San Francisco. But we're talking about 40 years, man. They were, I think, late 70s. They packed up and moved to San Francisco and never looked back. And these are it's the Residents, man. It's a totally different kind of world with those wacky guys. Let's see. Jacob's on the scene. Hello, Jacob. How are you doing? Meyer says, I remember one of the most popular cartoons in that festival was Frog Baseball. They replayed it every year. Jacob says, Michael, everyone else in chat. Not quite getting that. Not quite sure what that is. But in any case, that is the Residents. You got to check them out. You will at least enjoy the documentary. Now, this is the remake, folks. Crap. Let me get this. Of Wizard of Gore. This is the 2008 remake of Wizard of Gore, starring Crispin Glover as the Wizard of Gore. And he's hilarious. The only thing I can tell you is you got to see this to believe it. This is the pardon me. God damn it. The remake of the Herschel Gordon Lewis film of the same name, Wizard of Gore. And starring also Bijou Phillips and Brad Dourif. But Crispin Glover just is fantastic in this. So Wizard of Gore, highly recommended. Now, I know they just added this one. Rutger Hauer, Omega Doom. Yes, folks. Omega Doom, 1997. In a future Earth, hold on. In a future Earth where robots rule, a bad robot whose hard drive was destroyed tries to stop a droid civil war in order to find a stash of weapons. Rutger Hauer, Shannon Worry, Tina Coates. Let's see if there's anybody else that's ringing a bell. Not really. But Albert Pyun, director, and I know he directed several of these types of, late 80s, 90s, sci-fi, exploitation type flicks. And as I recall, this is really actually worth. I mean, let's put it this way: it's always worthwhile with Rutger Hauer in the film. That's all there is to it. I don't care if it's a crap film or not. He definitely tends to save these films, even if they're bad. You know. Let's see here. Oh, Eric Boyd's on the scene. Hail Horror Mike. Hello, Eric. Hail to the chat. Egnome says Joe Bob was the only thing original, so to speak, worth watching on Shudder, but it wasn't enough to keep me on board. Yeah, that's exactly what happened with me, Egnome. I literally subscribed to Shudder for Joe Bob Briggs and The Last Drive-In. It lasted a good, I don't know, about 6 months, and then that was it. Because their selection it really wasn't that good. Meyer Greenblatt, Avant Garde, yes, referring to The Residents, no doubt. Eric says, Meyer Greenblatt, he's making his hellos. Hello, Eric. Daniel Sweet says, thanks. I missed out on the Wizard of Gore remake. Glover always knocks it out of the park. Totally odd. Yeah, and he is totally weird. Of course, wonderfully bizarre in this Wizard of Gore remake. I recommend it for his performance alone, really. You know. Egno. Eric. Eric. Can everyone? Okay. Let's get. Oh, hold on. All right, guys. So we have Troma's War, which I've seen, and Troma movies. It's one of those things. I love the intro. They haven't changed it in 40 years. Just beautiful. Troma's War, 1988. A plane crash on a Caribbean island leaves a group of survivors grappling with venomous beasts and terrorists ready for war with a biological weapon. And it's highly entertaining. That's really the takeaway from Troma's War. So if you like Troma at all, you're going to enjoy that one if you haven't seen it. Another Troma film, Greetings from Tromaville. Now, this is a documentary about Troma, following the 40-plus year run of cult comedic horror films that came out of the world's longest-running independent film studio, Troma Entertainment. So you got Lloyd Kaufman, Roger Corman, Debbie Rochon, Ron Jeremy in this. I mean, just everybody. And of course, the documentary on Troma. Come on, it's hilarious. Now we have this utterly odd documentary called 24 by 36, a movie about movie posters. Meet the artists who created beloved film poster illustrations and learn Hollywood's turbulent history with the illustrated cinema art. You got Joe Dante in here. This sounds really great, 2017 documentary. So it's relatively recent, if you want to learn more about movie poster art and the artists that make those. This sounds like the kind of documentary you want to watch. Now, comic book independence, I think I had listed this in my comics section, but it's worth repeating anyways. It's worth bringing up again. 24 respected comic book writers unveil the secrets behind the creative process and what it takes to make it in the world of graphic novels. So you got Kevin Eastman from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You got Eric Larson from Image, Jim Woodring. It's just an all-around great look at some of these truly indie, comic book creators. And that's a 2007 documentary. Now, this is hilarious. Disaster the movie. Now, this is kind of kind of the whole, who was it? God, what? Jerry Anderson, the Thunderbirds type of thing. This is a total comedy, 2021. It's a raunchy little puppet comedy. Okay, that's what I'm telling you right now. When Earth is threatened, it's up to an elite team of ASSA specialists to use their unconventional set of skills to save mankind from certain death. Yes, it's like the, uh, South Park guys, Trey Parker, whatever. Their little animation thing, which was similar to the Thunderbirds style of animation. And this is very similar to that. It's raunchy. I can tell you that. It's definitely, I mean, it's just puppets, but it's R rated. There ain't no doubt about that. But as I recall, very funny. And we're hitting the Thunderbirds here. Oh yes, they've added a bunch of great stuff. Let's see here. Meyer says, "I love Troma's War. I have it on VHS." Wow. Now that could be a collector's item right there, Meyer. Eric says, I love a lot of the Troma stuff. Yeah, I do too. It really, it kind of depends. There are a few of them that are just like not so good, but for the most part, I think they're highly entertaining. Meyer says it's really one of the best. Yeah, Troma's War is really quite good. Is Troma's War the unrated version? Well, we'll take a look at that. Daniel Sweet, I'm not quite sure. Okay, there's an O. I don't think I've seen Troma's War, Eric says. Michael Dodd, the Hedgehog. Of course, Ron Jeremy. Daniel Sweet, I thought posters were 24 by 41 back in the day. I don't know. Or what? 27 by 41. Sorry. Yeah, I think they're 24 by 36. I mean, they could have varied, but as I recall, 24 by 36. Daniel Sweet says Anderson's puppet shows creeped me out when I was a kid. Yeah, they're kind of creepy. Let's take a quick look at that and solve that question, shall we? Pardon me, guys. This is not the unrated version. They have the R rating on it, so it is the R rated version of Troma's War. Now, let's get into some super marionation. Right here, filmed in Super Marionation, the 2014 documentary. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. They've added a few here. Let's take a look. Let's take a little gander, shall we? See if we can see a little bit. Love that soundtrack. Aha! Yeah, I love these miniatures.
You have reached the home of International Rescue. I'm afraid that our staff are out of the office at the moment. For all your rescuing needs, please contact Spectrum and ask for Colonel White. Goodbye.
God, who'd have thought it?
Ah, there you are, Parker.
Begging your pardon, m'lady. If I had known...
No need to apologize, Parker. After all, why should I be the only one to enjoy this little summer getaway? Such a refreshing change of pace.
There we go. A little bit of the puppet wizardry from the Anderson folks. Mac Geertson says, Mike, that was an epic Halloween stream. Thank you, Mac. It was actually. I thought it turned out really great, and the costumes were awesome. It was just a blast all over, man. 5 hours on that sucker. Incredible. Mont Comics, hello. Mont Comics. Good Lord, it's good to see you in the chat. Mont Comics says, love Troma's War. Big Troma fan. Toxie, Nukem High. Wizard of Gore remake is cool, but I still prefer the Lewis film. Speaking of raunchy puppets, have you seen Meet the Feebles? Yes. Pardon, guys. I think, well, at least it was. Meet the Feebles was on Tubi. That is an X-rated Muppet-style comedy, a musical comedy, if you will, that Jim Henson wanted banned. And I think he actually was successfully able to get it banned in certain areas. I forget how that worked, but he definitely hated it. Daniel Sweet, Meet the Feebles. Oh my God, yes. Hilarious, though. Really hilarious. Captain Scarlet, there you go. Meyer Greenblatt. Did him. What? I'm not quite sure what that says. Daniel Sweet. Meyer says, really cool, but slightly creepy in retrospect. Which one? Oh, you mean the Thunderbirds? Sorry, does anyone remember Captain Scarlet? Yes. Indeed, as a matter of fact, I think Meyer did a great video. Meyer, didn't you do a video on that Captain Scarlet and the Mysterons? That vehicle? It was like a really cool looking vehicle you had in the box. That thing, if you guys go to Meyer's channel, if you want to check out, he did a great video on the Thunderbirds, the Captain Scarlet and the Mysterons, but they always drive around in that vehicle, like a tactical vehicle of some sort. And Meyer's got it, and he's got it in the box, and he took it out of the box, and he's showing it and stuff. Really cool stuff. I didn't know that about Jim Henson. Yes, Mont Comics, he did not like Meet the Feebles at all. Daniel Sweet, sorry, Meyer, I'm 2 steps behind as usual. Meyer Greenblatt, Super Marionation, indeed. And it's really funny too when you look at it. If you look at the sets and everything, the Scarlet Pimpernel. Okay. Meyer says, I did recently do a video on Captain Scar. Oh, gotcha, Mac. Okay. I did recently do a video on the Captain Scarlet vehicle. Yes, thanks, Mike. Yeah, it's good, man. You guys should check it out. Yeah, one thing that you guys should check out. Now,
Yes,
I'm going to play
Norm.
just
Don't
a
you
little
agree?
more.
Oh, yes, milady.
That guy looks weird.
What's this you're reading, Parker?
Okay, now there we go. I'm just going to pause it there because I need to tell you guys that, pardon me. This is maddening. Okay, here's the thing. There is a series on Tubi called Danger 5. And I believe it was totally an Australian series. It's a comedy series. And they patterned a lot of their stuff off of, definitely off of the Thunderbirds and the Super Marionation style. But it's live action. So it's all, actors. But all of it just looks like all the sets and everything. They do the miniatures like the Super Marionation, the miniatures with with their secret, fortresses or headquarters, all of the like rockets taken off and stuff. It's all like this, but it's done with live action, and it is hilarious, man. It's called Danger 5, and highly recommended. You guys, I think you guys are real. I mean, if you like, it's ridiculous comedy, but it's done so well. It's such a great send up of those programs. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like Trey Parker, Matt Stone type stuff, but it's Australian, and they really play that kind of 60s, late 60s vibe, like, what you're seeing here with the Super Marionation. Really quite good. Let's see where. Oh, yeah, here we go. Danger 5, very funny show. Yes, Meyer. And it's on, at least it was on Tubi. I haven't checked recently, but you guys should check it out if you want to see a really hilarious comedy. Those Anderson scenes are giving me childhood flashbacks. They're great, and we're not done yet. We're not done yet, folks. Check this out. Okay, we're going back. I love the way it's one thing that's great about Tubi too. Now that I'm kind of getting into the groove of it, is that sometimes their videos won't play, but now it seems like for the most part you can, if you want to, you can show a scene or like the beginning of a film or whatever. It's great, you know. It's actually working out pretty well. Now the next one is literally Thunderbirds, the Jerry Anderson collection right here. And once again, operating from a top secret island base in the year 2065. The team at International Rescue, intrepid Jeff Tracy and his valiant sons Scott, John, Virgil, Gordon, and Alan, engaged in a never ending humanitarian crusade to protect the innocent. There you go, right there. Gary Anderson, Sylvia Anderson. Fantastic. The Thunderbirds. It's on here. I think they just added these too. Now they also have the Lost Worlds of Jerry Anderson. Oh, whoa, check that out. Well, that was a trip, wasn't it? Wow. The Lost Worlds of Jerry Anderson, 1973, sci-fi comedy from the famed creator of the Thunderbirds, UFO, and Space 1999. Jerry Anderson presents a collection of his pilot projects and rare films. I haven't seen this one, folks, but I'm definitely going to be watching this. That intro that's enough for me. His thing with miniatures is just fantastic. I mean, the guy is just great. Meyer says almost has an Irwin Allen feel. Yeah, totally, man. I mean, the creativity behind those guys doing the Thunderbirds and so forth. It's just it's fantastic. I really, I mean, I admire the work they put into those shows. And this looks really interesting because I wasn't aware of really beyond like Space 1999 and UFO, like any other pilots that he had done for shows that maybe didn't go through. Michael Dodd says looks interesting. It does. I plan on watching. This is definitely on my list. I will be watching that very soon. Now, this one's a bit of an anomaly here. I don't know what the hell. First, I was like, I saw Scream of the Blind Dead, and I was like, I don't remember that in the Blind Dead series. And indeed, it is not, folks. This is 2021. And, sometimes you just kind of, no, it's not going to work. I kind of scan watch this just to see what the hell is going on. In the first place, it's only 39 minutes. And it says this is an indie horror tribute to Italy's Blind Dead films. As a woman's desert wanderings awakens a ruthless blind female knight out for blood. It's just awful. Look, that's my opinion, obviously. Could be considered subjective, though I think it is truly, in the end, totally objectively bad. Okay. I was like, what? Yeah, it is nowhere near as good as the Blind Dead films. As a matter of fact, I think somebody was dropping a lot of peyote or something when they made this film, Scream of the Blind Dead. Apparently produced by Full Moon, or at least distributed by them. But yeah, that was a kind of a real shocker. Yeah, Michael Dodd. Yeah, it's I am too. I like the Blind Dead films. And I immediately had to watch this because I was like, "What? They got another Blind Dead movie, dude? Oh my god!" I was just like, "What? What the hell did they let the director's dog make this film or something? I don't know, but you'll just have to check it out for yourself because it's a real stinker." But in any case, let's get back now. Ted and Venus. Oh yes. Oh yes, Ted and Venus. Good Lord. Now it's a classic getting back there to 1991, set in Venice Beach. This is a romantic comic story of the cult poet Ted Whitley and his unrequited love for Linda, a beautiful beach goddess. Of course, beautifully played by Bud Cort as the cult poet. And you got Carol Kane, Rhea Perlman, Martin Mull, Woody Harrelson, Gina Rollins, Andrea Martin, Timothy Leary is in this film, folks, directed by Bud Cort. Now, I remember seeing it in the 90s, and I thought it was I thought it was hilarious. I'm going to see how well that holds up. And also, too, of course, the female lead there, which may be Tracy Rayner, was pretty hot. So that's on the list, and I plan on watching that. Michael Dodd sucks, huh? Yeah, that Blind Dead film. You can give it a whirl, Michael Dodd, but and hey, look, it's only 39 minutes, so you're not going to really be relegated to too much. It won't be too much torture for you if you do check it out. Now, this one has got to have one of the greatest posters of all time, Death Smiles on a Murderer. It's a Joe D'Amato film from 1973. And as you can see, it's this guy, and the cat is just scratching the hell out of his face. I have not seen it. 1973 film. I definitely plan on at least watching a bit of it. But then let's go to 1981 and Ralph Bakshi's American Pop. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen this. I literally saw it in the 80s when it came out. As I recall, I liked it. And it sounds, it's kind of the classic immigrant tale. A poor Russian family in search of the American dream finds it after 3 generations in the 1980s when their great-grandson emerges as a rock star. And so there you go. Ralph Bakshi, 1981. Of course, yeah, during this time, the animation is just great, man. Theatrical, great animation. And yeah, That's definitely one I'm going to check out. 1979. I don't know if you guys have heard about. I mean, this is 1979, folks. Human Experiments. Never heard of it. Yet another film. It's directed by Gregory Goodell. I'm not familiar with him either. When Rachel stumbles upon a homicide crime scene, she gets wrongfully convicted. In prison, the inmates inexplicably go missing without a trace. Okay. So there you go. Human Experiments, 1979. I don't know. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that one, but not ringing a bell for me. Now, yeah, okay. Well, oh God, yeah. There's some good ones here. Daniel Sweet says, saw American Pop at the drive-in. Remember, it was pretty good. Yeah, that's kind of my recollection of it, Daniel. I was like, it was either the drive-in or the theater. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty good. Of course, I like the other ones, the other Bakshi films, Fritz the Cat, Coonskin. There was shoot. I even liked, yeah, what was that? The one with Wizard? Was that what it was called? Wizards. Yeah, that was one of my favorite of that era. Mont Comics, Human Experiments is decent. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to check it out then. Mont Comics. Michael Dodd, Human Experiments is good. Jeffrey Lewis is entertaining as an evil dude. Oh, cool. Very cool. All right. Mont Comics love Jeffrey Lewis. Great. Well, then I'm definitely going to watch it. That sounds like a good one. Now we move to 1980 and Cannibal Terror. Now, I don't know. I don't know what the hell. Yes. Euro City. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Terror Cannibal. Fantastic. I don't know what to say about this. Oh, that's quite an intro. Let's take a look. When a pair of criminal knuckleheads and their busty mall kidnap the young daughter of a wealthy tycoon, they foolishly choose to hide in the jungle. And just to give you an idea, it was directed by 3 people. So that kind of gives you a little bit of maybe a clue. Now, I'm going to have to take a closer look at this for a second. Yeah.
Hello. Hi. Hey, babe. How do you feel?
Great, except that I'm fed up waiting around for two-bit thieves.
Oh, really?
What's your story this time?
Shit.
The king of thieves, the man with the big deal.
You mind your own ass.
My ass says, go fuck yourself. I'm an ass to keep on working this way for you.
Oh, Kool-Aid. Let's face it, we'll never strike it big.
Okay. Well, that's got my vote. I think I'll be watching that one, or at least, checking it out. The Oracle, 1985. Never heard of it. Crime horror. A murder victim's spirit reaches out from beyond the grave in an attempt to possess the body of a young woman who has moved into his old apartment. Okay, this is a 1985 film. and I've never seen it, never really heard about it. The Oracle sounds vaguely familiar, but I had to put it in here. And next up, we have 1992 Humanoids from Atlantis. Now, I have seen this film. This was this is one of those. I don't know if you guys are familiar with J.R. Bookwalter, but he made a few films back in the, I want to say, the 80s and 90s. He may have passed away, but this is not one of his stronger films. Let's just put it that way, 1992. It's 47 minutes long, so it's kind of one of those weird, I don't know what you want to call it, but it says a filmmaker's first documentary on a local lake puts him on a collision course with the last survivor from the long-lost aquatic city of Atlantis. That's kind of that there. Humanoids from Atlantis. Now, of course, the great 1988 classic, Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. Folks, when we speak about entertainment, hold on. We talk, naturally, in a conversation about high entertainment values, Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers inevitably comes up. And it's for good reason, because you have a 1988 comedy horror mystery starring Gunnar Hansen, Linnea Quigley in top form, might I add. Michelle Bauer also in tip top form. Directed by, of course, the maestro of B movie madness, Fred Olen Ray. So we're going to take a little bit of a look here. See if we can just kind of, you know what I'm saying? And I think that you do.
I'd like to meet the sick son of a bitch that...
Yeah, there's Michelle Bauer. Woo! Hi. Boy, she was smoking hot. Good Lord.
You from around here?
Yeah. Where are you from?
Seattle.
Yes, I say yes to this film. Michelle Bauer is just, man, she was definitely, you know, I don't know, I would say she was as hot as Linnea Quigley at this time. They were I think they were well matched in Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. Let's take a look. Oops. Oh, shit. Forgot about that. Wizards, yeah. Fire and Ice. Fire and Ice, Michael Dodd, is on Tubi. Folks, if you want to catch it, yeah, Frazetta. Fire and Ice is on Tubi. Pardon me. God. Dying here. Michael Dodd. Cannibal Terror is Fun Eurodrek. Great. Excellent. Daniel Sweet laughed my ass off watching Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. Lots of naked women, too. Yes, Fred Olen Ray was in his natural habitat. Indeed, yeah. And, yeah, Michelle Bauer and Linnea Quigley, 1988. Holy Jesus. They were just smoking, and I ain't joking. Eggno. Jeffrey Lewis's funniest role was in Lust in the Dust. He really leaned into the insanity of the film. And I love Disney and comics. I love 80s horror. Oh, yes. Yeah. Total fan. Completely agree. I love Disney and comics. Chainsaws and Hookers. What a combo. Yeah. And I mean, good God. It's It's just one I can't I've got, I'm looking forward to watching that. It has been a few years, I should say more than a few years since I've seen this film. And now that we just watched Michelle Bauer on the screen there, I've got to watch it again. Michael Dodd, Quigley and Bauer, yowza. Yes, yes, what a combo. Nice skin indeed. Meyer, you're absolutely right about that. Bauer was very nasty in Lust for Frankenstein. Jess Franco. I'm gonna have to check that one out. Michael Dodd. I was not familiar with that. I think I just totally screwed that up, folks. Hold on. I actually took myself out of the damn thing. Are we back in now? Okay, good. It's the illness, I tell you. It's this damn monkeypox that I've got. Um, let's see here. Bauer was very, oh yeah, Lust for Frankenstein. Great. Gunnar Hansen filmed his scenes over a weekend. That's how you do it right there. Although, if I was going to be in a movie with Linnea Quigley and Michelle Bauer, I'd probably drag it out for a few weeks, if you know what I mean. And I think that you do on that. But in any case, yeah, Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, folks, 1988. Nightmare Weekend, 1986. Now, once again, I think as a matter of fact, I know I've seen this. It is a trauma release, as you can see. Nightmare Weekend, when a scientist performs behavioral experiments on 3 college girls, her mad assistant turns the subjects into drooling, murderous mutants. Yes, indeed. Yes. It is a weird one. I'm just going to say that Nightmare Weekend is a weird flick. Then we're moving forward to 1995 and Clive Barker's Lord of Illusions. I've seen this a couple of times. I like it. The only thing that really kind of screwed up Lord of Illusions were a few of the effects that they tried to pull off at that time. It just did not work. There were some computer type effects that were terrible. Other than that, I think the film is really quite interesting and effective in various. You got Famke Janssen in there, of course, Scott Bakula, Kevin J. O'Connor, directed by Clive Barker. I think he did a really great job with this film. It's just kind of got screwed by some of the effects. I know you guys know what I'm talking about too. There's just some really bad CGI effects in this film that kind of really date it. That's about the only complaint I have with it. While on assignment in LA, a New York private eye stumbles into a case full of supernatural intrigue when a cult leader and illusionist is murdered. Yes, indeed. Yeah, interesting flick. The original Blood Feast, folks. Yeah, they've got it. 1963. Oh, Heusel. Heusel. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, come on. Manson International right there. God, you just can't beat those original titles. So let's take a little. Oh, yeah, of course. How racy does this thing get, anyways? Woo! How leggy. Pretty good. And there's the guy right there. Oh, Lord. Okay. That was a little blood feast for you right there. Now, the thing about Blood Feast is that there is a sequel, Blood Feast 2, Electric Boogaloo. No, it's just Blood Feast 2. And Herschel Gordon Lewis shot that film in New Orleans back in, I want to say the 90s. It was late 90s, early 2000s. And a few of the people in that film starred in a film I made called Zombie versus Mardi Gras back in the mid 90s. And I want to say Veronica, I want to say Veronica Johnson. I believe she has since passed on, but she went on, she was in her Blood Feast 2. And with it, there was another gentleman that was in Zombie too, that was also in that. But yeah, there's the original Blood Feast, which is now in Tubi. Mont Comics says the Citizen Kane of gore movies. Matthew Lillard said that in Serial Mom, of course. Meyer Greenblatt, friggin' cinematic masterpiece. It's a cinematic Yeah, I know. Oh, Michael Dodd, we are getting to Oasis of the Zombies. Oh God. Yeah. Oh. Well, Fuad Ramses had him puking in the weeds at the drive-in in 1963. Yes, indeed. Indeed. Yeah, I got a few. I've got a slightly different take on Oasis of the Zombies, my good friend. This is one of the worst films I have ever seen in my life. I've kept praying for it to end. It is the slowest. Just unbelievably bad. It's almost like it's anti-motion, if that's possible. The zombies are horrible. 1982. This is, yeah. Now, what were you saying there, Michael? That was A.M. Frank, but that's Jess Franco, right? Yeah, it is Jess Franco, but he's under the pseudonym of A.M. Frank. Was he now? Was this so bad that he actually used a pseudonym? Was that the deal with this? Because it is god awful. An expedition searching for treasure supposedly buried by the German army in the African desert during World War II comes up against an army of Nazi zombies guarding the fortune. Now, I don't have, we could talk about it.
Are you kidding? No, I'm
Oh,
not.
here we go. Here we
Come
go.
on, enjoy the scenery.
Check it out.
Come on.
Let's play. We can play a little bit of it so you can see. And there's a skull. Some hot chicks, though.
Look, what's that over there? Where? I heard a noise. Some
Well,
kind
at
of
least
a
one
creaking
hot
sound.
chick, anyways.
I'm afraid. Did you hear? What was it? A frog. Oh, yeah, of course, desert frogs. Why didn't I think of that? You know what I think? I think this place is jinxed. Let's get out of here. I find it rather romantic. If I wanted romance, I wouldn't have come out 300 miles into the desert with you. In fact, I wonder why I ever accepted. Come on, let's do something exotic, she said. So here we are, looking at romantic palm trees. I should have stayed home. The sea half a mile down the road, beaches, the riding ranch next door, lobsters, wine. Instead we get this, West Palm Desert. look, this thing's sticking out. Looks like a cannon. Don't touch it. What do you want with a cannon? I'll settle for this rifle. Oh!
Okay, that was the same shot.
There must have been a battle here. Rommel's legions against Monkey's horny highlands. Listen, now what? I'm splitting. Not without butt or stock. I'm leaving. I'm getting back to the car. You know what? You're no fun.
Run, Leo, run. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, that was a little bit of the incredible opener to Oasis of the Zombie. Man. Okay. All right. Well, that was that. And so we're gonna kind of move ahead now. Okay. Let's take a look here. Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah. Now, Michael Dodd says Oasis isn't good, but it has zombies and Nazis. That is true. Um, oops. Oh shit! I missed a few. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Daniel Sweet says, "Wish I could travel back to 1963 to see Blood Feast with an audience. They didn't realize what they were in for." Yeah, that would have been kind of shocking, actually. Yeah, Oasis is dreadfully slow. Nightmare Weekend is totally bonkers. You'll love it or hate it. Indeed. Michael Dodd. Oasis isn't good, but it has zombies and Nazis. Yes. Daniel Sweet. Oasis of the Zombies had a sweet video box, though. Can't imagine Franco ever getting ashamed. Yeah, the guy was just totally shameless. Michael Dodd. Zombie Lake was better. Yes. Absolutely in total agreement. Zombie Lake is much better than Oasis of the Zombies. There's no doubt about that. And it's on Tubi, folks. Zombie Lake. You should check that out. Meyer Greenblatt. These girls are definitely over 18. Nope, nobody feels gross. Will make it through this. Yeah. Michael Dodd. Some naked lesbian hijinks would have dressed up Oasis a lot, if you know what I mean, and I think that you do. Yes, indeed, and I agree with that sentiment, Michael Dodd. I think that would have, God, anything would have helped with that incredible sequence. But here we go with I Was a Teenage Serial Killer, 1993. Folks, I haven't seen this film, at least to my knowledge. There it is, the great AGFA symbol right there. 1993, in a tribute to B-movie aesthetics and riot girl feminism, comes the tale of a 19-year-old woman out for revenge against sexist men. Now, this is 1993, so I would imagine that at this time it's probably funnier than, I mean, imagine this time a film made today. God, it would just be just so bad. So I'm gonna watch at least a bit of this and see what the hell is the deal with it. I'm not familiar with it at all. It seems like a film that you might find in Film Threat magazine back in the day. And something that Lydia Lunch would be in. You know what I'm saying? That would be like just has lunch written all over it. The Vampire Project, 1995. I've never heard of this, folks. It's another one that just, what? What the hell? Where does it come from? 1995, when two filmmakers decide to sneak video cameras into the illegal world of underground after-hours clubs, a charming vampire targets one of them. You guys familiar with this at all? The Vampire Project? Man, it does not ring the bell. Let's take a little.
Journalism with Professor Jim Brooks.
Okay.
I'm doing a documentary on.
Okay. All right, it's gritty, it's low budget.
You come to a lot
Pardon
of
me.
clubs often?
Yeah, I can never sleep at night. I guess I'm a night person. Of course, speed doesn't help.
Oh, great. This could be hilarious. All right. The Vampire Project. There you go, 1995. It's only 48 minutes. Oh, my God. I Was a Teenage Serial Killer is only 25 minutes. So they're sneaking in some short films. That's pretty cool. Actually, that's pretty darn cool. 1974, The Legacy of Satan. I probably saw this film back in the day, at least back in the 80s, anyways, you know. In this horrifying tale of sexual murder, seductive witches perform satanic rituals to lure their innocent victims to the fires of hell. Now, all of that sounds quite good. Okay, I'm thinking this. Oh my God, Cinema Epic. Now, Cinema Epic contacted me. They wanted to distribute one of my films, and I looked into their contract, and I passed. It was no good. Let's put it that way. I mean, most of them suck. When distributors come to you like this, it's typically like they want your movie, then they put your movie in a batch with 50 other movies, and they sell them to international markets, and you barely see a dime, if ever. I mean, it's just a joke. They're, you know, and then they got a $20,000 or $30,000 minimum market fee to take it to Cannes and Berlin and all that shit. Cinema Epic is the same damn thing. It's the same bullshit. So there's just another one of those things. Let's take a little look, though. I want to see what we're talking about. Oop, hey. All right.
Here comes the booze. Arthur.
There comes the booze.
Here you are.
Thank you, love. The dinner was delicious. So are you.
George, stop that.
Now this, I envy you.
What, feeling like a high?
Oh, no, not that. Though I must bow to George's good taste.
What's this?
Oh, here we go. Let's take a look at. I want to see some ritual. Now we're talking. This is my kind of scene right here.
Ay, matraba okalo. Ay, karenjo kalo. Ay, matraba okalo.
Okay. Well, I think that was about to get very R-rated, possibly even X-rated. I'm not quite sure, but Legacy of Satan, folks. Anybody into that? Has anybody seen that film, Legacy of Satan? 48 minutes. Yeah, 48 minutes. That's what it says on that previous film. I saw part of Legacy of Satan. It's forgettable. Well, it may be. I may have to watch that whole ritual sequence, though. That was looking kind of good. I love Disney and Comics says, "Oh yeah, I would have been I would have been sacrificed. These chicks would have got me." Yeah, exactly. That's I totally agree with that statement. Surf Nazis must die, folks. Now this is trauma, and once again, it's trauma entertainment. Okay, Lloyd Kaufman does not disappoint with this post-apocalyptic future. Post-apocalyptic future. The son of a gun-wielding woman is murdered by two neo-Nazi surfers. So his mama hunts them down for bloodthirsty revenge. 1987. I mean, you just gotta love it. You gotta love it. Oh my God, it is hilarious. Surf Nazis must die. Really, quite good, quite good. Now, who can forget Death Spa, 1988? I love this poster too. I don't know about you guys, but that is just such a great poster. Death Spa, and I think it was released as an under something. Was this the one like Aerobicide or something like that, or was it released under another name? That Death Spa does ring a bell. I think they may have actually released it later under another name. Meyer says, I was literally tilting my head sideways to try to get a better look at that lady's parts. Yeah, I know. I was like, whoa, okay, we're heading into X here. That's why I kind of cut that. It was, I think there was a bit of a shot there. If I'm not mistaken, maybe I was imagining things. I'm not sure. Virgin Witch is another good one for tasty nudity. Oh, Michael Dodd. All right, Virgin Witch. I'm going to have to check that out. Maybe it's on here, you know. Daniel Sweet says, Hellhole is fun. Okay, yeah, we're about to get to that one. That does look quite interesting. Night of the Beast, folks. 1993. Anybody? Any takers on Night of the Beast? Look at that. Let's take a little look at it, shall we? Ooh. Oh, here we go. Oh man, the quality is a little. Hey, look at that guy. Well, I give him a plus for the skulls. They look pretty good. Very good.
Darksome night and shiny moon.
Okay, guy.
East and south.
Are we getting into any?
Hearken to the wind.
Okay. Well, that was Night of the Beast. Point of Terror, 1973. Can't really say that I've seen it, nor have I heard of it. 1973. God, Point of Terror. Let's take a quick look at it. Red Rocket Media. Uh-oh, watch out.
I lend a deafened ear to all the sounds of
Holy Toledo.
I watched with blinded eyes the looks of loneliness.
What the bloody hell? Let's take a look here. Good Lord.
Hi there. I'm Andrea Henry. Mind if I sit down?
Go ahead, it's a public beach.
It's my beach.
You mean I'm trespassing?
That depends.
Well, you must like your privacy. I know I like mine.
Oh, please, don't go.
Okay. Well, that was a bit of a point of terror. It certainly does have a few points to it. I don't know about terror, though. I hear you weren't by yourself, indeed. Mont Comics. There's a similar film to Death Spa called Killer Workout. That's the one that was also called Aerobicide. Yes, you're right, Mont Comics. Eric says, Night of the East, Rise of the Evil Baker Society. Daniel Sweet says, no Paul Naschy this week? Well, I don't know. We may get to some. Mont Comics. Point of Terror is worth a look. It's an odd one. Yeah, that was really, I mean, what? I was watching that. I'm going to have to watch it a little bit more of it. Best things about Point of Terror are, Diane Thorne's 2 points. That's who that is. Diane Thorne played Ilsa, She-Wolf of the SS. Of course. Thank you for making that connection, Michael Dodd. There you go, guys. Good Lord, Diane Thorne. Man. Yes. Whew. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to watch that a little more and see what's going on. Now we're cruising up to 1985 with Hellhole. It says on the cover, captives stripped naked, forced to submit to the ultimate experiment. Pray they don't succeed. Hellhole. Okay. Now it's Scream Factory, folks. They've got some good stuff. Scream Factory is let's take a look. We'll look at a little of the film, but Hellhole 1985. Having witnessed her mother's brutal death, Susan Judy Landers, Dr. Alien, of course, that chick, Judy Landers, the blonde. We're going to have to check this out. Gets amnesia from a fall while being pursued by the killer Silk, Ray Sharkey, the idol maker. Okay. Awakening in Ashland Sanitarium, she is once again terrorized by Silk, disguised as an orderly. So there, Marjo Gortner is in this. Now, you guys may recall he, of course, he used to be an evangelist, and then he became an actor, if I'm not mistaken. And he was also in Food of the Gods, that H.G. Wells adaptation of the late 1970s, I believe. In any case, Hellhole, of course, also the title of a great Spinal Tap song, Living in a Hellhole. Girl, get me out of this hellhole. But let's take a little gander, shall we? Did I miss something? Oh, yeah, I did miss something.
Tired of the sauce?
What the fuck is this guy?
Tired of the sauce?
Oh.
Having a good time? Isn't this fun, huh? Huh? Lock her up, lock her up. Take and lock her up. My fair lady with the bitch. No, no, you don't. Down, London Bridge is falling down. My fair lady.
Hey, is dinner ready?
Okay, well, that was a bit of hellhole. Julie Land is one of the hot Lander sisters, indeed. Michael Dodd. Yes, Michael Dodd, indeed. Daniel Sweet. Marjo doesn't hurt it too much. The least charismatic actor ever. See, Mont Comic says, I like Hellhole. It's pretty good. Love Gortner. He was in a great film called When You Coming Back, Red Ryder. Yes, that is actually a good movie. Michael Dodd, that guy's pompadour is enough to kill anybody. There you go, right there with the old killer pompadour action. Let's move on up. Satan's Slaves 1980. Who can forget it? Who can remember it? That might be even more important, but it's Satan's Slaves. The original terrifying classic returns. Okay. Let's take a look here, shall we? Satan's Slaves. Following the death of the family matriarch from a mysterious illness, a killer zombie plague is unleashed upon a businessman and his children. Now, this is ringing a bell, and I think it's totally insane, as I recall. I want to get to some insanity. Oh, come on, man. Or maybe it's not the same one I was thinking about.
Mengaji, kirim-kirim doa buat beliau.
Pak Ato, jangan tutupi kesalahanmu tadi dengan segala macam nasihat. Aku bukan anak kecil lagi.
Well, it's easy for her to say.
Bibi. Bibi belum tidur, Bi.
Well, that's kind of interesting. I think she was in The Fall Guy. Daniel Sweet, Marja almost took the joy out of Linda Carter's Bobby Joe and the Outlaw nude scenes. Michael Taylor, Mike, remember Gargoyles? Of course, yes, absolutely. Yeah. Gargoyles, great. Mont Comics, I think you're thinking of Satan's Slave from Norman J. Warren. I don't know, man. Blood Beat. It's a blood beat, folks. It's 1982. So that's Blood Beat, 1982. The Incubus. Now you guys have got to know The Incubus. And you got to see this film. If you have not seen this film, you must see it. It is on Tubi now. The Incubus, 1981. A doctor and a sheriff in a New England town discover a teenager who dreams about brutal rapes and murders and enlists his aid to catch a demonic killer. This is starring John Cassavetes, John Ireland, and Carrie Keene. Folks, you gotta see this movie, The Incubus. If you have not seen it, put this on your list. I guarantee you, you're going to at least enjoy. You will be entertained by this film. It is a trippy little flick with a really great demon. Yeah, I'm trying to get to a little bit. There we go. Let's just see a little bit of it, shall we? Nice cinematography. Very nice cinematography. Yes.
You bitch.
Suspenseful orchestral music.
Roy? Roy! Come on!
Going to.
No.
Leave her alone.
All right. Well, that was enough of The Incubus. But I still, guys, you should take a look at The Incubus. I do not think that you will be disappointed. Also, Fulci for Fake. Now, this is a 2020 documentary about Lucio Fulci. I have not seen this. Have you guys heard about this film? This looks freaking great. They have interviews with Fulci and other people, of course, involved with the... Great, great. Through never seen before home movies, behind the scenes footage, and audio confessions, explore the life and career of the maestro of splatter. I don't know if I would call him the maestro of splatter. I wouldn't even call his films particularly splatter, like even Zombie or, The Beyond. They're not splatter films. I mean, they're intensely graphic, violent, gory films, yes. But I wouldn't call that splatter. I don't know where they get that from. In any case, it's a 95-minute documentary from 2020, and I'm definitely going to watch it. There's no doubt about that, man. Fulci for Fake. And then we go Bloodhook. Now, what can be said about Bloodhook? Not too much, except that, of course, there's some hot bikini babes being terrified by a guy with the bloody hook. Let's take a little look, shall we? Trying to find a juicy, here, this could be good. That's no good.
Well?
I've got an idea. Why don't you and I make some art together?
Thanks.
Hey, what do they got on the Lunar Landing Lake Lodge jukebox here, anyway?
Time for some corrective surgery on that.
Check out these 80s rejects.
God, look
Okay.
at that lady looking at Rodney.
Lovely.
Thinks she's from another planet or something. I hate fish. It smells like someone's old smelly feet. Smells like you. I hate it when you eat with your mouth open. I hate it when you talk with your mouth open.
Hey, can it, kids? Now eat that fish for me.
There were so many loons today. Where did they all come from? Woohoo! Woohoo! Is rude. I mean, you have to get your hands in all that snotty crap and scales.
Number one, Kirsten. Peter is troubled by something very, very private and very, very traumatic. Number two, he is reacting in a perfectly normal way by refusing to be normal and socialize. Number three, casting is a symbol of Peter's trying to fathom the very deep waters of his trauma.
I thought I was trying to catch a fish.
Okay, well, that was a bit of Bloodhook. All right, The Alchemist, 1983, folks. It's ringing a bell. It's Charles Band, of course. (1871). I love it. Opening up on a period piece kind of thing. Let's take a little gander here. Maiden in Distress. Perhaps. I may have to speed this up a little, though. Oh, bloody hell.
Having a bad day?
Sort of.
Thanks for the ride, I think.
Sure.
Friendly, aren't we?
Lay off.
Oh, God.
Did you pick?
Okay, well, that was The Alchemist, folks. The Brides Wore Blood. Well, let's take a look and see what we got here. So, oh, weird. My stream stopped for a bit because of policy violations. Just popped back on. That's weird. Did you guys? Oh, wait a second. Somebody else. Mont Comics. I got a blank screen for a minute, and a message that said stream suspended for policy violations. Yes. You see, it's great when you're not monetized, folks, and you can just tell them to take a dive. That's basically when I obviously we're back. I didn't notice that because I'm inside StreamYard, and it's not. Of course, YouTube is doing the, stop the stream for policy violations. I'm assuming it's one of two things: nudity, possibly, or copyright. But it doesn't matter because this is not a monetized stream, and I don't give a damn. Michael Dodd, what happened, man? The stream shut down for policy violations, then came back up. Yes, yeah, they got me because I keep showing you guys some footage here. Mike, me too. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I'm glad you guys are back now. Because of course, it's inevitably going to happen as we're looking at these Tubi films, and I'm playing a bit of the giving you maybe a scene or whatever from one of these films. It's either they're picking up the copyright violation on Tubi, or of course I'm showing a little bit of nudity here and there, and maybe that's the policy violation. I'm not quite sure. Daniel Sweet says, what got them bent out of shape? Nothing offensive here. Yeah, there were a couple of shots in that ritual sequence, maybe, with the girl on the altar there. I mean, there was a crotch shot there. I realized that. Fester Fink says, same here, Mike. I love not being monetized. No worries when streaming. I know. It's so great, isn't it? It's just like, man, you just show whatever the hell. I figured that might be the case. Of course, yeah, the downside is you get shut down. So I just want to say to you guys, whenever that happens, just give it a couple of minutes. It'll come back on. Okay, that's basically what's going on. They shut it down for a couple of minutes and then they bring it back. So no worries. And so we have The Bride's War Blood, 1972. Not familiar with it. I don't know. It's looks like it might be something. Now we're getting somewhere. Dark Waters, Mariano Baino, 1993, folks. You gotta check this out. Put this on your list. If you like Lovecraftian horror films, great cinematography, you are going to really dig this film.
Keys of hell and death.
Now check out that creature, that kind of amulet thing there. Dark Waters. This thing is so freaking cool. The cinematography is great. Everything is great in it. So let's come down here. 1993. Unholy terror is unleashed when a young Englishwoman tries to find her mysterious connection to an isolated convent filled with demons and torment. Indeed. Now, yeah, some of it doesn't make a lick of sense. That's true. However, it is a thoroughly engaging film. As I said, great cinematography, great special effects, weird creatures in it, just all kinds of mayhem in this film, but it's got a Lovecraftian tone to it. And I want to show you guys for just a second here. I got this. I'm going to go full screen here. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Years ago, I picked up this Dark Waters DVD box set. As you can see, one of these things. Now, It's really cool for a few reasons. Okay. And I got to put this thing up. I don't know what the hell I've been doing. So that's the box. It's got a really cool embossed image. It's kind of hard to see it on the back, but really groovy. It's got a few like one sheets of explaining the film and then what's inside the DVD, which is totally cool. It gets way, way better, folks. Way, way better. It's got a booklet. Oops. No, you don't, motherfucker. Stay there. Damn. Yeah. So it's got a booklet, which is great because it has storyboard panels from the film. Really cool. Showing locations and everything, how they put it all together. It's just the Dark Waters book, making of Dark Waters. Really cool. Of course, the DVD. Really groovy. But the killer in the set is the amulet of the demon. It's cast in ceramic or, I don't know, stone, some kind of stone, you know, hard stone or something. And right there, it's telling you, this is not a toy, folks. There you go. Right there. But this is the demon that figures heavily into the film. I highly recommend this film. I'm going to have to put this up on my wall. I just, for some reason, it's got the thing on it. You just put a nail in the wall and set it up there. But that is just so freaking cool. One of the great, probably the best DVD box set I've ever bought. Just the extras are fantastic. If you look hard, I think you can find these still, you know. They came out, I don't know, God, I want to say like 10 years ago, something like that. God damn it. In any case, oh yeah, here we go. Michael Dodd, Dark Waters is a Lovecraft homage, but lacks the depth of HPL's work. Yeah, it is not, you know, yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, as a matter of fact, it's kind of like even Lovecraft adaptations, Michael Dodd, kind of lack Lovecraft. Let's put it that way. It's so difficult to really, it's very difficult to adapt Lovecraft. That's just a simple fact. Daniel Sweet, I'm in the hospital streaming on my phone, so the image wasn't large. The image wasn't large. Okay, I'm not quite sure what you. Daniel, are you okay? That's a cool box set. It is. It's really cool. You might want to check some outlets for it because it's not that old, guys. This box set came out. Geez, I want to say. I'll tell you. I think it was 2004. Maybe. Shit. I don't know. Maybe it is 2004. So it's not that old. I can't read that last date, but I want to say it does say 2004 here. Somewhere in there. So it's 21st century. It's not that old. Yeah, brother, Dark Water is simply great. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, love it, love it, love the cinematography. It's just one of those weird films. I wanted to show like just this sequence. Let's see. Daniel Sweet says, Michael Taylor, so far, hope they don't ship me off to rehab again. I'll miss the cats too much. What? What? Daniel Sweet, you're in the hospital. Seeing this, yeah, brother Doc. Okay. Okay. Fester Fink, nice. That amulet is sweet. Yeah, it's freaking great, man. Wishing you well, Daniel. Yeah, yeah. Wondering what's going on there. Michael Dodd, I have Dark Waters on Blu-ray. Ooh, and in the All Haunts Be Ours Severn box set. I already had it on Blu-ray alone. I enjoy it. Just seems a bit shallow compared to the Lovecraft stories. Yeah, it is. It's a vague Lovecraft meditation. That's basically what it is. But check this guy out, folks. Now, hopefully you'll see this. I'm going to play this. I know exactly where it is. It is so great. Shit. Is this it? Yeah, here we go. She gets on a boat. She's going to this island. And that was one of the sequences right there, folks. Now, that is freaking awesome. I mean, that guy, the actor they got to play that very, very Lovecraftian type of dude that's like, transitioning to a fish monster or whatever the hell. The way that he acts, the way the lighting, everything. That's how this film is. It's just got that feel to it. It's got a total Lovecraftian feel. As I say, visually, that's the key. That's the stunner of this film. It's just visually beautiful. Mont Comic says, excellent box set. I'd love to have that myself. You can get this. It's not that I picked this up like I want to say like 6 or 7 years ago. And I think it cost me like $40. It wasn't that expensive, guys. I mean, obviously it's more expensive now. Sure. A little more expensive. But I mean, I bet you there's copies on eBay, I would imagine. Michael Dodd, that's a great box set, Mike. That amulet piece is sweet. Yeah, I'm putting that sucker up on the wall. I keep forgetting. I don't know why I don't do that. It's just, they did such a great job. That's something about with a film like that, you appreciate the production design, the art direction of something like that. It's just great. They put a lot of work into the visualization of this world, that she gets kind of sucked into. And I think that's the strong point of it, more so than the story itself, it's, which is kind of a little iffy at times. Daniel Sweet meant the image wasn't large enough during the cult semi-crotch scene. Indeed. Good Lord, man. Way cool ball cap, Mike. Yeah, this is weird, of course. Eerie Publications, Weird Magazine, Tales of Voodoo, stuff like that. Meyer and Foss. I had this embroidered in Peru when I was living in Lima, because of course, well, it cost like $10 to have it custom embroidered. So that had to have that done down there. Michael Taylor, Mike, the movie is not showing. Oops. It's off screen, Mike. Are you? Oops. Now, are you guys saying when I just tried to show it to you? You did not see that? It's off screen, Mike. Dark Waters would have been more enjoyable if the beasts were tied to one of the old ones or cosmic horror. Yeah, he was just vaguely, kind of. I don't even know if he was specifically even targeting. Okay, so you guys didn't see that at all? That clip I just showed of the weird fish man? Did you see the fish man on the boat eating the fish? Give me a yes or a no, one of you guys. Yeah, it was just you on this. Oh, fucking A. Oops. Oh my God. Sorry, dudes. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm going to show you that again. I've got it. It's at the point. You guys have got to see this. I just screwed that up so royally. I cannot believe it. Okay. Let's take a look here again. Fortunately, here we go.
Please! You on down! On there! And you be crushed! Oh my God. Don't mind him. He keeps the other fix away.
Okay. Now you guys saw that, right? I hope. That was a little sequence of just this weird fish guy eating a fish there on the old boat. And that kind of sets she's going over to this island and things start getting really weird on the island. But that was kind of like the setup a bit to what's going to happen. Yep, got to watch this again after that clip. Thanks for showing that. Yeah, it's just really freaky, man. Great. Excellent. All right, guys. Let's take a look here. Oh, yeah, we got just a few more here. And they're goodies. Oh, yes, they are. Inseminoid. 1982. now you guys may recall this one. Now this one is just way out there. It's way the hell out there. Inseminoid, 1982. Sir Run Run Shaw. Okay, nevertheless. And here we go. In the subterranean caves of a remote planet, a team of archaeologists begins getting picked off one after the other of their crew. Oh, after one of their crew, pardon, is impregnated by an alien. So that's what we've got here with Inseminoid. And it's at least worth watching once. If you haven't seen it, see it. That's all I got to say with that. There's it's definitely I would call it hard R rating. Hard R, no doubt about that. Gothic, fantastic. I really like it. Ken Russell, 1987. This is, I mean, to a certain degree, how Mary Shelley came to write Frankenstein, or the modern Prometheus. Gothic, 1987. Lord Byron promises his guests a night of horror only a mad poet can deliver. And after partaking in hallucinogens, the guests tell ghost stories while exploring the dark corridors of his home and of their minds. Talk about a cast. Gabriel Byrne is Lord Byron. You got Julian Sands, Natasha Richardson, Miriam Sear, directed by Ken Russell. If you have not seen this film, see this film. It is freaking great. Gothic. You will not be disappointed. I tell you, it is really, I mean, this is kind of like they actually did have these little get-togethers. That's a fact. It's recorded. And they would do, apparently they were like writing little short stories or ghost stories and stuff. And in the midst of this is how Mary Shelley, I guess got the inspiration to write Frankenstein, So Gothic it's got some, definitely some historical significance. It's also just a really, it's Ken Russell. Ken Russell, like a visual master. The guy is just, and he's great. Gothic is just one of those films you gotta see it at least once. Now here's what I was talking about before. How many of you guys who currently in the stream did not see the Destination Inner Space trailer? Let's see, Michael Dodd. Stephanie Beecham was mega hot. Dracula AD 1972. Yes, indeed. Did you guys all see the Destination Inner Space trailer that I showed at the beginning? Okay. I don't know. I'm not getting anything. All right. So in any case, for some reason, as you can see here, they added Destination Inner Space twice. Now, as far as I can tell, it's the exact same film, right? I love this wacky freaking poster somebody did for this much better than this one. This one's really cool. Yeah, Destination Inner Space, 1966. If you haven't seen this film, you gotta see this film. It's just, I find it highly entertaining. A group of scientists working at a deep sea research station discover a strange craft containing a deadly and intelligent extraterrestrial amphibian. That's what's going on here, man. I love the creature in this film. You've got Scott Brady, Sherry North, Gary Merrill in here. Really a good cast in reality. And it's just a great Matter of fact, I would go as far as to say that the creature in this film, this is 1966, one of the best man in a suit monsters of the 1960s. I would put it in the top 5, definitely. When you think of, like, prosthetic man in the suit monsters, this creature is in the top 5, in my opinion. Destination Inner Space. You did not see the trailer? Haven't seen the trailer? I'm going to show you the trailer right now, folks. Check this stuff out. Here we go.
You've arrived at the opportune moment, Commander. The object is returned. It's moving closer. Must be 50 feet in diameter. I've sent the mini-sub out. They may reach it before it gets out of... You've arrived at the opportune moment, Commander. The object is returned. It's moving closer. Must be 50 feet in diameter. I've sent the mini-sub out. They may reach it before it gets out of range.
This craft looks extraterrestrial.
A spaceship?
Yes, completely automated. Remotely controlled probe ship. Probably sent here to study our oceans.
Look at this. Maybe it's a container for specimens.
Well, there's one way to find out. Cut it open.
You're a scientist. I understand your curiosity, but I don't understand your logic. We're dealing with something totally alien. Wait a minute, Maddox. Don't go in there.
Why not?
There's something in there.
What?
Some kind of an amphibious animal come out of that capsule. We've got to get everybody out of here fast.
Yeah. Hey, what'd you think of that, eh? Yes, that's what I'm talking about right there. Destination Inner Space. Michael Dodd says, I saw Destination Inner Space on AMC's American Pop back around 2000. Oh, weird. Mont Comics just found the full movie on YouTube. Yes, it is on YouTube. You're absolutely right. And for some reason, pardon me, folks, they have added it now twice. They just added it twice, as you can see on Tubi. I don't know what the hell. It's the same damn movie. It's an hour and 21 minutes. There's nothing at all I can tell it's different, except on one it says TV 14 and one says TV PG, but it is the same film. They've added it twice. I highly recommend you seeing it at least once. You gotta see it, man. It's weird. They've got some hilarious miniatures in it, and I love the creature. I love this creature. It's as I say, I think it's one of the best monsters, man in a suit monsters, ever made for a 1960s film. I mean, just really, I mean, there weren't a lot of them, as far as man in the suit monsters in the 60s. And I'm not talking about kaiju. I'm talking about just like, your monsters attacking people type of stuff. There were way more of those, of course, in the 70s and 80s. When you started getting into like Scared to Death with the Sinjin, or God, what was the film about the creature? Well, like Humanoids from the Deep, of course. You had that film about the creature is really kind of bad, and he's attacking Venice Beach, and he's on a boat, and he's like a big creature. He's kind of like this guy. He looks a little like Creature from the Black Lagoon, but worse. Michael Taylor. That's yeah. I mean, and to be fair, there's really nothing that comes close to the original Creature from the Black Lagoon as far as a man in the suit type of deal. Doesn't happen. It's just not. As far, I mean, you guys tell me if I'm wrong. Even with, I mean, yeah, sure. With something like, The Shape of Water, Yeah, but when you have a freaking multi tens of millions of dollars to spend on a film and a lot of money to throw at a suit with animatronics, of course you're going to get more action out of it, you know. But for the budget they had for Creature from the Black Lagoon, there's just nothing that compares. And in essence, I still think it looks better as a design than the Shape of Water creature, than a lot of other creatures that have been made, you know, modern uh, monsters that have been created. That's it. All right, folks. That was it. That ends the display. And as you can see, I just showed you about 50 movies they've just dropped on Tubi. You know, so I would get over there if you haven't already. It's tubitv.com. And I highly recommend, it's a free thing. It's, you know, ad based. They've got just awesome movies. They keep adding. It's just amazing to me how many they keep adding per week. I was stunned by, you know, typically speaking, you know, they'll add like, I don't know, 10, maybe a dozen that I'm interested in a week. The last month, they have added literally over 100. I mean, I've guys, it's ridiculous. I don't even know when I'm gonna be able to watch these things. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just totally crazy. Uh, Michael Dodd Fun Show, Mike. Thank you, Michael Dodd. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will be back on on Sunday. I'm gonna do the Sunday nooner. It depends on how, you know, how I feel about it. I might do it live, or it may come on as a premiere, pre-recorded, but it will be the Sunday nooner. You know, it really depends. But yeah, I just got to get over this damn monkeypox, man. You know what I'm saying? Daniel Sweet Think's gonna have to stock more Murine. Talk to you Sunday. Okay, man. Mont Comics, great show, Mike. Good night, all. God bless. Michael Taylor, thanks, Mike. Thank you, guys. All right, guys, you take care, and I'll see you guys on Sunday. Okay? Have a good one.